Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a foundation first impression on the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation. So if you guys want to know how this foundation is going to work out for me, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so for starters, as always, I already have my eyebrows done and eyelids primed. I also have my face already primed, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the foundation. So this foundation retails for about $9, depending on $9 to $11, depending on where you buy it from. I got both of mine from Walmart for about like $9.99 or $9.93. And this foundation is a full coverage 24-hour foundation that's supposed to last all day, give you a flawless finish that doesn't fade or shift all day. So I got mine in the shade 334, which is Warm Sun, and in the shade 355, which is Coconut. I'm not sure if online they have a shade in between these, but at the Walmart I went to, they didn't have one, and I knew that this would be a little bit too red, but this would be a little bit too yellow, a little bit too light. So I just got the two closest shades, and I'm just gonna mix them together. So I'm just gonna shake these up really good, make sure none of my product is set up at the bottom. And I'm gonna start off with a 1-to-1 ratio, just doing a pump of each. And so the foundation is a liquid foundation, but it's definitely a thicker liquid, almost like a cream foundation, almost like a cream, not a cream, but almost like a cream. But it's not thin or it's not too runny, which I like. So I'm just gonna use my Real Techniques brush, and this is the buffing brush. I'm just gonna use the back of my brush and mix them in together. And that color looks pretty good. And I'm like an NC45 in MAC, in case you guys are wondering. And that color looks pretty decent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start to apply this to my skin. Now, because they claim that this is a full coverage, not a medium to full, I'm not gonna go in and color correct. If it had claimed to be that it was supposed to be a more medium coverage, I would have took that extra step, but I'm not going to, because I really want to see how much coverage this foundation is going to be able to give me. So it looks like those two pumps honestly gave me a pretty good full coverage look, and y'all know me, I am a full coverage girl. Okay, so far I'm pretty impressed. I think the color is really good for me mixing the two. It looks a little bit red, but hopefully that'll kind of, you know, I can work with that with my concealers and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go in and probably add another half a pump of each, just so that I can get the same amount of coverage on this side of my face versus this side. But two pumps definitely did pretty well. So I'm just gonna do, like I said, half a pump of each. Go ahead and put that on and finish the rest of my foundation routine, and I'll come back to show you guys my completed look. Alright guys, so I'm back. I have finished the rest of my foundation routine, and this is what the foundation looks like so far. So far, I can tell you guys that I am loving this foundation. Now, of course, I just applied it. It's still looking fresh and beautiful, but I love the finish. So it definitely has a matte finish, which is expected from a 24-hour foundation. But what I like about it is that, I don't know, it just gives you a very clean look, a very clean face. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to explain that, but it just looks very good on my skin. Even in some of my more porous areas or more dry areas, I don't feel like the foundation particularly clings to those areas, and I love the coverage that it gives. Now, I used about maybe 3 pumps. Yeah, I'll say about 3 pumps overall to cover my whole face, which I think is pretty good. But I definitely could have used another pump if I even wanted more coverage, but I love the coverage that it gives me. So far, I would definitely agree that it's a full coverage foundation, and so far so good. So it is now 12:21 p.m. So it's now 12:21 p.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and go run some errands, finish doing the rest of my hair, and I will be back in a few hours to let you guys know how the foundation held up. I am gonna warn y'all, I'm not keeping it on for 24 hours, but I'm going to try to keep it on for as long as I can. So I will see you guys in a few. All right guys, so I am back. I've had this foundation on for about 7 hours. It is now 6:58 p.m. Let me show you guys my phone so y'all know it's real. It is now 6:58 p.m. and I am in love with this foundation. So first off, let me start by saying that I love the fact that this foundation stays put all day. That was one of the claims that Maybelline made on their site about this foundation, and it's 100% true. Okay, it's raining outside, it's muggy outside, it's humid outside, and when I tell y'all this foundation has not budged whatsoever, this foundation has not budged on me whatsoever. Even in the areas where I'm usually super oily, this foundation is dealing with that oil really well. Like, actually I'm not really oily at all around my nose here, and usually I am very oily on my nose. It also hasn't faded in any of my like perimeter area, and I even took a nap, okay? And I don't see any blotchy spots. I don't see any spots where the makeup transferred out. So I am really impressed with in terms of the longevity of this foundation. Secondly, the thing that I love about this foundation is the price point. You know, it retails from anywhere from $9.99 to $11.99, depending on where you get it, depending on if you have a coupon. And for me, that's great. I love giving you guys like more affordable options to foundations if you're not into, you know, the YSL and the Chanels and, you know, the super expensive foundations, just because everybody doesn't live that lifestyle, or everybody isn't in that, you know, that deep into makeup where they feel like it's that serious to spend $50 on a foundation. So I love giving you guys different alternatives, different options that y'all can go to without having to compromise the integrity of your makeup. Like, I don't want to have to say, oh, this is a great foundation, but it's probably gonna get everywhere, it's probably gonna fade or whatever. So I like the fact that this is a really good foundation. It's a drugstore foundation, and it works like a high-end foundation. It kind of reminds me of like Estee Lauder and Fenty Beauty. It has like the coverage of Estee Lauder but the glow of Fenty Beauty, and boom, you got Maybelline Superstay. So I really like this foundation. If you haven't tried this foundation, definitely try it out, because I'm almost like 100% sure that you are going to love it. Unless you're super dry, I can't see why you would not like this foundation. Third, the thing that I love about it is that it stays matte. You know, that's kind of different from the longevity. You know, it definitely doesn't fade or wear off, but I like the fact that the finish stays the same. And so I don't feel like, you know, even if it's a glow, I don't really care for when foundations kind of turn oily as the day goes on. So with this being a 24-hour foundation, it has stayed matte. And I like the fact that it's a comfortable matte. My skin does not feel dry. The foundation doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't hurt. It's not caked up in certain areas. It's very comfortable to wear. And it's definitely a matte finish, but look how natural this foundation looks. It lays very close to your skin, okay? It gives you a nice glow, and you just look very good in it. Like, I don't know what else I can say. You just look, girl, you look blessed, okay? You look blessed. You look good in it, okay? I just really like the way this foundation gives me a really good soft matte finish. Now, the only con that I guess some people might say about this foundation is the fact that you may not be able to find your shade in a single shade, and you might have to mix two the way that I did. I did go on Maybelline's website and found out that there is no shade in between 334 and 355. So mixing the two was my only option, but because of the price point, I'm okay with that. So I guess that would be the only con if this foundation had any flaws at all. Other than that, this is like a pretty awesome foundation. Like, Maybelline is giving, you know, these high-end foundations a run for their money. So if you have tried this foundation, let me know how it worked out for you down below. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Make sure you guys subscribe before you go, and I will see you guys in the next video.